Greetings, friends! At this time of year, when it's colder outside and the daylight hours are shorter, things aren't as busy now as it was during the warmer months when the days were longer and things were growing all over the place out around the homestead and in our garden. But just because it's not as busy, it's still pretty busy around here. And one of the challenges that we had as we have gone through this process, this journey of homesteading, is figuring out a schedule and routine that works for us as far as flow, as well as we're actually getting stuff done on the homestead and making progress on the homestead. And one of the things that I've learned is we need to have a schedule for the cooler months and then a schedule for the warmer months, just to work with the flow of our life and then what is going on the homestead. And our daily schedule during these cooler months starts off a little bit like this. First off, I get up about 6 a.m. in the morning, start waking up, and then I usually hit the shower pretty early. And here lately, right after I have my shower, I usually go right outside and check on the chicks and the ducklings and go ahead and give them some new water and everything else that they need. And Selah is usually the second one that is awake. She's usually right there to help me out and greet me in the morning, so it's really nice to see her in the morning. Alright, so this has been the first night that we left the chicks and the ducklings without a heat lamp on. Got a little chilly last night, so hopefully everyone is doing fine. We're really trying to work on them to get them accustomed to a little bit colder temperatures, so that way we can transition them to being outside. They have been inside and covered up in their brooder, but this was the first time we didn't have the heat lamp on. So let's just see how they're doing. We're gonna also give them some water. Selah's right here with me. We're moving around, the ducklings look fine. Chicks are not held up together. Those are all the good signs that we were looking for. If they were huddled up and looked like they were cold, that's not what I wanted to see, but they are just ready for some more food and happy we're here to give them some more. And right here we're just giving them some warm water. Not hot, a little bit warm. So this is the point where it just feels like you're doing the same thing over and over again. Giving them water, giving them feed, giving them grit, giving them new shavings, and repeating the process. But it is getting close for them to go directly outside. So I'm going to be looking around the homestead today to see what parts we can find, just recycle. We'll have to go to Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that to buy some more materials, but they are definitely looking ready to go outside. And after I tend to the chicks and the ducklings, I usually come inside, have breakfast, and start writing down to-do lists and work on anything that I need to do with planning out video for the day, as well as things around the homestead projects that we're going to do today. So that way I can kind of have a vision in mind for the day. Some people do that the night before, but my brain doesn't work like that. I feel like when I wake up in the morning, my mind's fresh, active, and ready to plan. Good morning, Micah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sleeping Beauty.
Good morning.
And once everybody's awake and having breakfast, I go over the plan for today. Let everybody know what's the game plan for today, Coach. So that way we can all be on the same page. And during these colder months, what we do is we do most of our inside work in the morning just because it's cooler outside, it's colder, and I don't want to be going outside trying to warm up at the same time of doing the project. So we wait till later in the day when it's warmer to do our outside stuff, which I'll get to here in a little bit. But after we have the game plan for the morning, next I will start doing some more things on the computer, contacting customers, emails, Instagram, YouTube, stuff like that, planning out what we're gonna do for our next project, or planning this or planning that. And as I'm doing that, Lacey's usually working with the kids with homeschool stuff and talking with them, and kids reading and doing things like that. And I usually do that from about 8 to 10, and then we switch. And then Lacie starts editing from 10 till about lunchtime. And as she's doing that, I'm usually doing some more homeschool stuff with the kids, interacting with them, lessons and stuff like that. And we may even start a mini project to help prep us for the project later in the afternoon. And then after all that, we have lunch together. We usually have breakfast, lunch, and dinner together, which is a huge blessing. And it's actually the way most people used to do it back in the day when they homestead. And once lunch is over, that's usually when we head outside to start projects. And this week, one of the projects that I've started working on is beginning to prep my resources, things that we have around the farm, to recycle and reuse for the chicken tractor, the duck tractors that I'm going to be making for our ducklings and chicks are going to be heading outside pretty soon. The ducklings are going to be first, since their bodies are warmer and they're ready to go outside, as you saw earlier. But the chicks, I'm going to give them a little bit more time, maybe another couple weeks, but I'm going to have it ready for them to go outside. And for that one commenter who thinks our homestead is a little trashy, you may want to cover your eyes at this part, because this is where an area that is still a work in progress as we're working on many things on the homestead. So my goal with these old chicken tractors is to salvage and recycle the metal that is on there. The metal will work great. Just put some paint over it and it should look really good on some new chicken tractors with some new wood. We're gonna get some cedar wood and go from there. So pretty excited about that. On most of the days when we work in the afternoon, we're usually working together as a family on a project, with me starting it up and the family coming to work with me, and then me a lot of times finishing the work with one or two of the other children. But here recently, Lacie has been working on getting the loofahs, for those of you who've ordered loofahs. So she's been harvesting those, washing them, cleaning them up, and getting them ready for you. So how does it feel getting ready to share all these loofahs with people who ordered from you?
It feels great, but you guys, like, wow, I was so surprised at how many people wanted loofahs and seeds. I haven't even been able to go through all the emails. So I need to process all these to see how many I actually have.
So you're gonna help Mommy out? Give her a hand?
And me.
And you too? Whoa, good job, guys. You gave yourself that? That's pretty cool. Do that again. Give her.
What?
Are you able, while they're dry, to just pick it off like this?
It takes too long. It just takes too long.
So Micah, you gonna use one of these loofah scrubs to scrub your face?
Scrub it. No, scrub, 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 scrub.
seeds has all this white papery stuff with it that we want to get rid of. So we're gonna use a fan to help us get rid of it.
My booty. My bottom boot. Now punch it in.
Look. You just start. See how it's just peeling off? You can pull these little pieces down. And they'll just sometimes you can get it. Stuff that one a little bit more down there at the bottom.
See?
But see?
That one was down when it's dry.
So I was looking at my loofah vines again the other day, and I think I'm gonna try to process these, and we're just gonna see how it goes. And I put gloves on because they are kind of moldy, and I just didn't want to have my hands all in that.
They look a little gooey and ooey.
Well, we're just gonna see if this will work. I don't want to waste them if I can save them. Okay.
You got your hard hat on now? It's a serious job right here.
Okay, what I am seeing is that this is thicker right here, and it's still green. And you can get your finger up underneath here and pull this off.
I need yellow, Mama.
And I think we'll still have to dry these out, but you can get the skin off. At least that'll stop them from rotting.
So far it's looking kind of good.
Yeah. Although on this side where it's kind of dry, it's harder to peel off. I think this would peel off much easier if it was totally dry. You either need it kind of like this where you can get your fingers underneath, or you need it totally dry. Those are the two easier ways.
What's the stick for, Micah? You fishing or something?
No.
You stir in the water?
I've had varying degrees of success with cleaning these up. Some of them, like this one, I got all the skin off, but if you look at it, they still have so much moisture in them.
So are you thinking maybe putting them by the wood stove so that they would dry out a little bit better?
That was my thinking. I think they'll dry out pretty good right beside the wood stove. It pulls so much moisture out of the air. I think that it'll pull the moisture right out of these too.
And as I'm working outside in the afternoon, Lacie usually heads inside to go ahead and get dinner prepped for us. And the day usually wraps up somewhere around 5 or 6 and us sitting down to have dinner together. Goal is 5 to 6, sometimes it's a little later, but overall this is our schedule is an outline. It's a guideline to help us. It's not something we have to follow it strictly, but it gives us a guide, because in the past I have worked like 10 to 14 hours where life gets out of balance, but having a structured guideline schedule to go by really helps you to have a balanced life that benefits your health, benefits your relationship, your family, in many, many ways. So I've usually tried to cut the day off somewhere around 5 from a lot of the main stuff on the homestead. Yes, there's things where we just kind of go check on animals here and there, but the main work stops then. We have dinner together, and then we used to have family time from about 6 to 8 where we just talk and just interact and just spend time together, and sometimes watch something together, listen to something together. But that time is important. And then usually about 8 o'clock is when the kids head to bed, and then Lacie and I just have parent time where we just sit and do something that we enjoy together, and that time is beneficial too. In the past I've gotten where I've started working about 6, 7 a.m. in the morning, and I've gone all the way to about 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and then your life is just work, and life is more than that. Well, that gives you an overview of the day in the life on our homestead during these colder months. And I have found that it is very, very important to have a schedule. With schedule, there's order, and with order, there's peace. So if you don't have a schedule, try to make one. And if you're on a schedule, make sure that it's a balanced schedule, because I have learned, regretfully the hard way, that having balance is very, very important too. And some wise advice that I've heard in trying to find balance in your life is to put God first, family second, work third, and serving others fourth. However, I'd like to add one in between that. I feel like it's very important that we, yes, put God first, but then you put yourself second so you can take care of yourself, so that way you can take care of your family, that way you can work, and then that way you can take care of serving others. Not to put yourself first, not to, some people will do that where they just push all the others out and they just, it's all about me, it's all about me. No, about you to the point where you're thinking of how you can help others. Well, kind of going off on a little bit of a tangent there, but just something to think about. Think about your schedule. Let me know. I want to know how your schedule goes. Do you feel like you have a good balanced schedule? And if you do, what do you do to maintain that balance? Well, that's it for now. As always, be strong, grow on. See you next time.